Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all know what's going on, man. It's your boy, OK Bet, aka K Trades, and yeah, we got another one, boys. We got another one. We got another one. Bought calls at the absolute low of day, and held them all the way into the top. Um, Literally, this most simple game plan you really could have gotten. I don't know how much more simple I could have made it, man. I literally, I drew it for you guys. I told y'all yesterday. Told y'all today on live. I don't know how much simpler I could have made it. You feel me? Even last night, it was like 2 a.m. I posted this as a joke. I was like, hey, PPI leaked. Look, 2 a.m. Posted at 2 a.m. Today. You see, look how easy it is. So I just drew these, right? Just put them on there. Look at that. Look at this, man. Nasty work, man. So yeah, definitely got some crazy bangers today. Really, all we had to do was just buy the dip, man. Buy the dip and then hold. So we already had our upper levels, to go off of. And then, like I said, I already went live, so I had already told everybody, hey, you know what we're looking for. You don't need no other game plan. You feel me? You don't need nothing else. Nothing else. You don't need nothing else. Just keep holding your calls, right? Hold your calls. Look, hold on.
Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know what we looking for.
Hold on. Let me show you something, man. It was crazy. Well, if you're in the live, then you already saw. You know what I'm saying? You saw what we did. Look, this was the live.
Y'all know what we doing. Same thing we always are. Right?
Look. Ooh, whiskey. That's all we were looking for. And then look what we got. And that was this morning. That was down here, all right? That was down here. So, yeah. All you have to do is, like I said, make sure those levels hold. We broke out of here yesterday, and all we did today was come back and retest it. We gapped up, so it may seem like, oh, market's dumping, but you got to remember where we came from, right? We came from down here. We closed right here. So, it came down, support, held, and yeah, that really was it. That literally was it. Just hold calls all day. That literally was it. We got into some more 1DTEs here, bought here. Look at this. Too simple, right? Bought right here right here on the dot. Look at the time. Check the time. On the dot, sold 15 minutes later, right here on the dot. So easiest plays. You really can't get much simpler than this, I guess. I don't really know what else to tell you. Like, it's smooth price action. We got, everything's just super simple, easy going. And yeah, as long as you're not fighting the trend, I keep telling y'all to stop doing that. But yeah, so look at this. We had 3 days straight of consolidation. 1, 2, 3 of just inside this channel. So once the channel broke, you can hold it for a little bit because we consolidated for 3 days. We know consolidation leads to expansion, right? So we were like, all right, well, shoot, it's gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep holding. So we kept holding, and yeah, I sold everything today. Yeah, I didn't feel like swinging anything going into tomorrow. I'm like, nah. I'm cool, man. I'm cool. So yeah, basically from here on out, we are starting to top out. Well, not whenever. Okay, whenever I say top out, I'm not saying like the top is in. I'm just saying, hey, we're reaching the top of certain key levels, right? We're at the top of this channel, right? Let's zoom out a little bit. Right, see, look, we're just in here, bang, 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 bang. So we are coming close to a top of the channel. Not obviously, I don't know where the top is. I'm not saying this is the top right here. We can't go higher because clearly we can. But this was my target for today, right? And how did I have this target for today? Why was this my target for today? Well, I'll show you. We go over this every single day, all right? Let's get this out of the way. I guess we could leave it. Bang, right? Y'all know where we are, right here. All this liquidity in here came right back. We held it. That's why I was like, hey, if we can hold the bottom, same thing happened here, right? Held the bottom, we kind of consolidated in here. So if we held the bottom here, more than likely we come to the middle first, and then we come to the top of the channel. Plus, we had already broken out of the, this multi-year resistance line. We've already broken out. And once I was like, hey, if we reclaim this to push higher, I'm not finna fight it, right? Mind you, this is a multi-year trend line. Multi-year, not an hourly, it's a multi-year trend line. And we just broke and retested it. So, like I said, I'm not going to swing anything only because, this is the high or the target I was looking for. So I don't want to just be greedy, But if tomorrow we do gap up over this, like I said, I'll be watching for any dips to be bought back over. Again, lead up to 745 to 748 to 750. Just kind of keep monitoring price as it goes. Now below, right, anything below probably roughly that 742 Maybe we get a pullback to come retest these highs over here, or even, you know, over here towards that 739. So 739, 740, if we do get a pullback and it holds, right, we can come aim back up for the upside. But if it doesn't, you know, obviously look for a roll back down to that 738 level. And then, yeah, anything under 736 and 734, that's where things get a little tricky, right? If we do fall all the way down here, we start, you know, we can't reclaim 736. We just can't reclaim. Start to crack that 734. I'm going to be looking for that 729 and 730 level. So that's going to be pretty simple. I'm not going to lie. There's not really much else to do, you know. You buy and hold calls until it don't work no more, especially when you find perfect entry. So just like this one, right? It was perfect entry. We got in, we got out. 15 minutes, 60%. You know, and this is after holding 100%, 200%, 150% on the 1DTs, 200% on the, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this was pretty crazy. And like I said, this was all caught on live, so I really don't even have to say too much. Because if you was in the live, you banked with me. So, and if you did, you know, always make sure you drop a like, drop a comment, stuff like that. Let me know how much you made. You know, percent-wise, I want to know. If y'all held all day, did you hold all day? Did you get the little piece? Did you not? Did you miss it? You know, let me know what y'all did, man. So, yeah, I'm going to keep it simple, man. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's literally pretty much it. We looked at it in the video a little bit because we swung the video, but those banked. The video went absolutely stupid today, actually. Hold on. How much we hitting the video for? My whole phone is just profit. Sick. We did something crazy on the video. It was like 200 something, like, yeah, it was 200 something percent. 270, 240 or something like that. I don't really remember. Actually, I'll pull it up so I don't want y'all to think I'm lying. Be like, he lying. Nah. Never that. If I can find my Discord. I don't know where it just went. Anyway, yeah, whatever. But, yeah, so we got out of those in the videos, you know, once it started pumping it open. Right, you know, same level right to pre-market high. You know, because once we start to reach all-time highs, all you have is the levels that, you know what I'm saying, that they give us in pre-market. That's really about it. That's all we got. So, you know, I just used those same levels. We got it, you know, pre-market high, and then we just left that alone. Caught a little bit, 30% on puts towards the end of the day, you know, or right here actually, towards that end of day, caught a little 30% on some puts, but that's really about it. No swings for me, you know, hands off. I either want to see us, like I said, gap over this, or if we do gap down, you know, we'll play it from there. But either way it goes, mark today's high, today's close, and today's pre-market high. I think those are going to be the nice levels for any kind of dip buy confirmation. Anything below that, like I said, anything below we start to lose at 740, you got to watch back below at 738, you know, 736, and then anything below 734 is where personal bias, I might, you know, start to be like, all right, you know, it might be time for a little pullback or something like that. But, you know, if it's going to keep going up, like I said, don't fight it. Your best bet is going to be to find traps and find entries. So, yeah, keep it simple. It's a really short video. Not really much to, ain't really much to say, you know. We just keep banking. It's literally that simple, man. We just keep banking. So, I might go live tomorrow. I'm not sure. I just finished hooping, so I'm tired. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, you know. We'll play it by ear, as always, you know. But as always, man, like I said, be patient, you know, keep it smooth, keep it simple. And it'll be as simple as you make it, right? Just like today. You know, we had people, look, we had people freaking out down here. This is crazy. Oh, shit. We had people freaking out over this little ass candle right here. I told him, I said, I know y'all not freaking out over that little ass candle. I said, y'all better not be freaking out over that little ass candle, bro. Oh, there you go right there. Hold on. Yeah, I was like, bro, I know y'all online over that little ass candle. Bro, I'm talking about we already caught this, so we had already had the move, right? And I'm like, bro, I know y'all got, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all tweet, but hold on. This was at 10:18. Yeah, it was too smooth. I said, hold on now. Yeah, look, I'm like, hold on. I know y'all ain't freaking out over these little bitty red candles, bro. We need a retest, right? We break out, we need a retest. And we got the retest, and we added more calls. And then we took the calls off. Once we hit our target up here, right? We held the 1 and 2 DTs. Kept taking profit off. We took that out. Hey, and we just kept going. And then we took most of them off up here. And, yeah, like I said, super simple there. Ain't really much to do. Ain't really much to say. You know what I'm saying? Everything speaks for itself. The live call speaks for himself. Everything speaks for itself. So, yeah, we gap up. Like I said, I'd rather it gap up without me than me trying to, keep gapping into this major resistance here. So I'm just like, I'd rather see it gap up first and then test. Because if we gap up, overnight and then, if something happened, blah, 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 it might head and shoulders us without us even being able to, get in. It's always a possibility. So you never know which way they want to take it. So I'm not up this high, not when we hit our target, right? When I drew this out at 2 a.m. and I said, hey, this is PMI leak, this is where we're going, this is what the candle's going to look like. And I was like, okay, if we get there, I told myself, if we get there, I'm selling. And we got there and I sold. So, yeah, I'm glad y'all caught it. I'm about to get ready to watch this basketball game, put in some parlays. Like I said, just finished hooping, so I go shower and stuff. But had to come make this for y'all real quick. And, y'all know where to find me. YouTube, and then if you need anything, my Discord, obviously. OKBet97. Keep it simple. I'll see y'all boys tomorrow. Peace.